So with the Katadyn Basecamp, it's really simple assembly. You just have your bag, which feels more like a wet dry bag. It's really, really nicely constructed. And then you have this end cap that pops off. You have your tube, which goes on a little connector right here, a little male end right here. And then you have the filter. Which is on the inside, of course. And what you'll do is, when you assemble it, you're going to insert the filter from the outside. So you go in this way, put your hand in here, and then you're going to pull the filter into the bag. Now, there's a gasket, there's like an O-ring on here that makes it a little bit difficult to get it in. The reason being, you want a really good seal. All I did was I took a little vegetable oil, put it around it, the O-ring, and it slipped right in. What I'll do later is I'll take it out, wash all that vegetable oil off because I don't want it to mold or whatever. I don't want to die of salmonella. If you can actually get that from vegetable oil, I don't know. But just get some sort of non-toxic, biodegradable lube. Put it around that O-ring. I got this on clearance, so there was no box. There were no bells and whistles. It was just the bag, the filter, and then I actually had to take the this little deal. It's a pinch valve. I knew I'd get it. Anyway, comes with a pinch valve, that little cleaning kit, which I didn't get. Normally this will retail for around 70, 80 bucks. I got it for 30, just because there wasn't a box and the cleaning system wasn't with it. 30 bucks. I couldn't pass it up. And I'm going to use this bad boy. It's a little bulky, but what are you going to do? I like this better than I've already tested it out. I like this better than the Sawyer system, especially during the colder months. You put water in those little plastic Sawyer bags, and it freezes like that. Like it freezes like that. I'm going to pack this full of snow, and then I'm just going to hang it up in a sunny, well-lit place. It's going to take a while for it to melt, and I'm not going to get half of what I would get just because frozen water, loses its volume once it melts. I'm not going to skim off the top either. I'm just going to toss in what's here. I've got a decent amount in there. Enough definitely for a little bit of water. Enough to drink, and that's really what I'm doing, is just testing it. Just going to fold it up and just cinch it. Now I'm going to hang it. It also comes with this little red cap. That generally fits over the male end of the filter when you're not using it. What I do is I take this guy and I just put it over there like that. That way I know where it is, and if I need to put it back on my filter I can, but I also prevent any sort of flotsam and or jetsam from getting on my tube. So I found a good sunny spot. I'm going to let it hang here and let that snow melt. Whoopity-doo. Now, we had an ice storm here night before last. It was pretty severe. Now it's melting pretty quickly, but at the time it was pretty drastic. About 90,000 people in our area lost power. We went ahead and filled up our bathtubs, got everything ready, pulled out the flashlights, the candles, made sure we had plenty of food, that type of thing. Now if you have a good filtration system, one that can filter a lot of water in a small amount of time, I highly recommend it, not only for backpacking, but just to have for home use in case of an emergency like that. You know, my wife was like, what are we going to do? You know, that bathtub water is not drinkable. And I was like, yeah, but. What'd you do today? Oh, I watched a YouTube video on how to melt water in a bag. It was exciting. I almost peed my pants. Also a good way for rain catchment is little rain barrel action. I built this one myself. Bought the barrel for $25 and then got everything I needed for $10. So you can usually find these online for $90 to $100. Boulder Dash. Make your own. So here's a little closer look at the base camp. You can see it's made out of a pretty rugged PVC type material, which is good especially when you're hiking and backpacking. You never know what kind of terrain you're going to run across, where you're going to be able to hang this thing. It needs to be pretty sturdy. So from the looks of it, it is. And it makes this sound, which makes it sound very sturdy, just so you know. It took a country minute, which in normal terms would be about 2 hours to melt all the snow. I'm going to boil up the water that I melted. I don't need to boil it, but if I want to cook with it, I can boil it. If I just want to drink it straight, I can, because it's already been filtered. There's the water. Oh, exciting. It's not just something that can be used backpacking and hiking and so on. I mean, you gotta think outside the box a little bit. Think outside of that. Well, that's more of a rectangle, but you know. Here it is, and then here's your thoughts, and they're just kind of revolving around the rectangle. Revolve around it, whatever that means. So I'm going to boil up this snow water and have some tea. Got a little homemade windscreen here, and I made out of some tin flashing. You have a good windscreen, it'll cut down on your burn time considerably. Something else to think about. If you don't have power, you're going to need something to boil the water with. So alcohol stove, propane stove, grill, whatever.
Wow, Dad. Watching water boiling. Awesome.
So thus far, I like the base camp a lot. It serves well in the roles that I need it for. You might want to throw one in your bug out bag, or your get home bag, or your I'm thinking about going home, but I might stop here and get a soda. And stuff to think about. Katadyn Basecamp. Good option. So I've decided to start having secret contests, little secrety contests, and I will usually announce them at the end of certain vidges. I'm not going to tell you which ones they are. I will tell you that one just ended, and it was part of the work gloves and work boots video I did. And I asked people to send in pictures and or videos of their work boots and work gloves, or just work gloves. And I got some really cool entries, and what I'm doing with these contests is I'm just picking a winner, or winners. In this case, it's winners. I had one person make a video, that is Texas Lone Star Rider, Rex. Rex, you get to choose your work glove. No, wait. No, you don't. You can have a pair of Wells Lamont gloves, or you can have a pair of mechanics gloves of my choosing. I decided to throw in a second winner. I cannot remember the dude's name. I'm so sorry. but you sent me a picture of a birdhouse that you made out of your work boots, and I thought that was awesome. My next contest is going to be a GI Customs neck knife that was donated by my good friend George Eichert from GI Custom Knives. GI, George, Eichert, GI. Anyway, George makes some awesome knives, and I'm really thankful and honored that he gave me a sweet necker to give away to somebody. So that giveaway will be coming up in a video in the near future, or semi-near future. Just depends on when I want to make it. Grubkat, bye.